Thanks for joining me here at carmd.com. I'm Mark Evans. Today we're going to show you how to remove and replace an inline fuel filter. Where is my fuel filter at? I always like to buy the fuel filter for the vehicle first. That way I know what it looks like in order to search for it on the vehicle. On this particular vehicle, it's an inline fuel filter. I located our fuel filter here inside the frame rail. All I need to do now is get my wrenches and loosen up the fuel lines on the inlet and the outlet of the fuel filter. Now this is a pressurized fuel system. There will be 32 pounds plus of fuel pressure. You don't want any gas on you or in your eyes. So what I like to do first is always undo the engine side or the front side of the fuel filter, because the fuel pump is in the fuel tank. There's more pressure on the back side of the fuel filter. So let's go up and loosen the fuel filter lines in the front. 2 wrenches, one on the fuel filter and one on the fuel line. Now that the front line on the fuel filter is loose and ready to be removed, let's loosen up the back line on the fuel filter. Place one wrench on the fuel filter, the other wrench on the fuel line, and turn it counterclockwise. Now that I've got the back line of the fuel filter loose, all you have to do at this point is we're going to unbolt the fuel filter off the frame and install the new fuel filter. After you've loosened both bolts on the fuel filter mounting bracket, that will loosen up the clamp around the fuel filter. Then all you have to do is take the fuel filter and turn and pull. And always pull towards the front of the vehicle or the inlet fuel filter. We've got the brand new fuel filter going right back in the same way we took the old one out. Inlet side first. All you have to do is push and turn. Once you've slid it in, take your fuel line, the outlet fuel line, and go ahead and screw that all the way in as far as you can with your hand. Then you can install the inlet fuel line. And you can take and tighten that fitting up again with your hand as far as your hand can go. You then want to take your wrenches and tighten up both inlet and outlet prior to tightening and installing the bolts that mount it. Once you've got both of them tight, now it's time for us to install the bracketing. Take your 3/8 ratchet with a 1/2 inch socket and tighten up the 2 bolts that hold the new fuel filter in place on the frame rail. This you can actually do pretty tight. Now that I've installed my new fuel filter, I'm going to get great gas mileage, and you're good for another 50,000 miles. It's been a pleasure having you here with me today at carmd.com. I'm Mark Evans. Happy motoring!